Hello everybody and welcome back to Gamer Muscle Videos, where we're going to continue off on our epic voyage through Assetto Corsa's career mode using the SW20 direct drive servo force feedback wheel, the Simetik K2 cockpit and the simgear.co.uk button box attached to a OMP Tricento rim. That was a bit of a mouthful, but we're ready to go. We yesterday went through the novice series, almost died of sheer boredom driving this Gilletta QV, the best man can get QV car. Absolutely terrible vehicle. I'd rather drive a skateboard up a hill than ever drive that again. Thankfully we got through that, and now we're on to N3, which means we're actually, look at that. Look at the KTM Crossbow. That's a proper car. None of the nonsense road vehicles. This is something that costs too much. Probably breaks after 5 laps. But is exciting to ride. Or drive, rather. So that's what we're on to. And it should be really interesting with this steering wheel. Hi, Redstone Genius. Welcome to the stream. Congratulations. You're now competing in Novice Series 3. A small but very famous manufacturer from Austria was watching you whilst you were driving the worst cars known to man. Although the BMW was alright, so take that back. KTM, famous for its motorcycles, has also created one of the most advanced and extreme track day weapons available today. The KTM Crossbow R is all yours for a series of events. Well, there we go. Nice introduction by Kunos. Thank you for that. And, well, there we go. Let's start off with the time attack. Let's see what happens. This will be the first time driving this car with this wheel. Yes. Go! Let's turn the music off. We need to do a little bit of chilled out lounge music. Hi, Lauren's son. Welcome to the stream. Hi, I love ketchup. Yeah, a bit of lounge music's alright, you know. It would be good as the music in the game itself, but Assetto Corsa doesn't actually have any music. Oh, now all you can hear is the purr of the Crossbow engine. Might have to adjust volume levels once we get driving. This is time attack, so let's see how this goes. Oh, before we go, let's do the camera adjustment. See. Those of you that haven't played R Factor won't appreciate that. Mirror. Incidentally, I found in the Assetto Corsa INI file, there's a option to change the field of view of the mirrors, which is quite useful if you don't want your mirrors so zoomed in, you want a wider view from them. You can't do it in real time like you can in iRacing, but you can set it in the INI file, and that gives you a little bit more visibility from them. High turbo power. I'm doing loads of setting changes, and we're doing this wheel and we're streaming, so I didn't want to do VR for now. Once we've got everything all set up and hunky-dory and everything's all good, we will go back into VR streaming mode. Also, I'm going to be checking out, probably not tonight, but soon be checking out other simulators that don't have VR support with this OSW as part of our reviewing process. SW20 rather. So we can't use VR with games that don't support it. Save this. I think that'll do. I'm playing on a 42-inch screen TV. 42-inch TV in front of me. So that's why our view is a bit weird, because the TV is quite high. But it does the job. Let's give that a go. Hopefully you can see the pedal inputs on the screen. As you see, there's a clutch, which we're not really using because we're using this simgear.co.uk flappy paddles. We've got the brake pedal there, a little bit sensitive, but oh well. And there's the accelerator. as I say, let me know if there's any problems with the volume levels and we will adjust it. Let's get driving. Woohoo! This feels solid. Oh, it feels good. This is a lot more racy than the previous cars we've been driving, a lot tighter, and you instantly feel it in the force feedback. Oh! It went into that corner a little bit hot and a little bit wonky. Oh, look at that! Automatically corrected itself. The work's done for me. No longer do we have to be Stephen Hawkins calculating the steering input ourselves. Just let the wheel drive itself. Hi, Colonel Kokomel, welcome back. So that's a solid click sound. Yes, these shifters are awesome. Ginormous neodymium magnets. Oh, they're not that big actually. They're quite small, but I think they're 50 kilogram. Two 50 kilogram neodymium magnets for the spring, and then a nice solid clicky button. Not too dissimilar to what I've got in my arcade fighting stick joystick. Feels very similar to that. I think that's a HAP arcade stick. Oh dear. We've run a bit wide there. High cone collar. Bonjour. I'll assume you're on the French speaking side of Belgium and not the is it Flemish, I think it is. Not the best outlap, but we should hopefully we can get bronze and we can zoom through these single player modes. Just want to get through as many cars as quickly as possible and experience all Assetto Corsa has to offer. Oh well, I guessed wrong. I've never been to the Flemish part of Belgium. Oh! I might have to tighten up my wheel here, the actual mounting. Woohoo! It's the best side. It's whichever side you're on is the best. That's how it works with most places. We're driving so slow. Sorry about this, guys. Yeah, I've been to Antwerp and where else have I been? I've been to a couple of places in Belgium. I can't remember them all. Flew over Belgium recently in a plane as well. Oh no! There goes the break point. Well, if we get a bronze out of this, it's too generous. Oh, I think it's the curbing. The curbing's a little bit exaggerated. And when you go over the curbing, it's such a harsh, almost like a saw on the force feedback. It makes it feel as if the wheel's wobbling. But I think it is actually the curbing. Hi, Lino. Welcome to the stream. It should come up on the top of the screen. But it's the OMP Trecento with the sim-gear.co.uk button box, and they basically make custom button boxes. We've got the large button box on it, which comes with the flappy paddles and encoders and a whole bunch of buttons. I'm driving so slow. Are we going to make this checkpoint? Yeah, I don't think we'll make the next one. I think we might still get a silver because this is the early rounds, the early part of the single player where the time trial modes aren't too hard. So we've got headlights, which there you go, headlights, can't see them because it's daytime. With bound traction control onto a rotary encoder. But if you get to the website, you'll see all the stuff. It's not actually that expensive. As far as button box go, it's not expensive. It's expensive as far as budget simulation equipment goes, but on the top end it's not expensive. Oh no. I'm always spelling stuff wrong. We'll have to correct it after the fact. Oh, there you go. So is that legible, the equipment at the top of the screen? I need to trust in the wheel more here. I can feel everything. The brake load, the tyre, scrub, the general grip, the feel of the track, the texture, everything. Everything is coming through. It's fantastic. I just got so used to driving with the belt-driven wheels that you kind of have to relearn driving with the direct drive wheels. I mean, I think that's the thing. If you are someone that drives by feel, you do have to sort of relearn your feel. We've got like a bit of grain going on here. I think I might have flat spotted a tyre. Or broke my wheel. It's hard to tell. Might have to get the spanner out and tighten things up at this rate. I can feel some kind of texture through the wheel here. It was just after we clipped the curbing. Whoa! That wasn't good. There goes the chance of getting the next checkpoint. Well, we'll find out with the next car if we have indeed broken out. Oh no, there it goes. It's gone now. We must have flat spotted the tyre. It's crazy. You just feel so much little detail coming through the wheel. Probably a little bit exaggerated. Might need to turn the force feedback down a touch. Let's see what we got. Do we even get anything? Because that's pretty appalling. Oh, we got gold. Kudos have set it to super noob mode. It's weird though because the time attacks are really easy compared to the artificial intelligence races, which are, if you put one of the hardest setting, are not impossible unless you overtake everyone on the first corner. So let's do the Imola race. This should be good. Yeah, I think this is tight. It's what really throws you is that because the force feedback is so direct, sometimes you get effects and forces that are just solid. Like it feels like you're touching something hard. Like if you had a spoon in your hand and you were to bang it on a table, it gives you that kind of immediate feel, that harsh cut off, and honestly, you just don't expect that from a force feedback wheel. My only reference for that is when I've broken things. So it's just bizarre that a motor, we're not surprising for a servo motor that's used for like printing lifts and machinery and everything, but it's surprising how harsh it can actually be with its input, with its effects, either large effects or small effects. The wonders of servo motors. Haivu FX. Yes, yeah, that's the thing. I think the TSPC race is not too bad. The T300 is not too bad, but you don't get that. The quality of the force feedback for everything. The tiny details, like little track vibrations. I've got no road effects on or anything, but the actual tiny road undulations all come through with ridiculous amount of detail and fidelity. But then also bigger effects also have the same amount of fidelity on them as well. So it's pretty crazy. Well, let's put the AI to 90%. That seems to be quite nice and tricky for us because we're not pro. Let's put it that way. Hi Floydan777. Welcome back to stream. Thank you again, as I say, for donating yesterday. I didn't tell you when you did because I didn't know. It didn't come up with the alert, but really appreciate you donating. So thanks for that. Okay. Quick race. Starting in 8th. This is the Gran Turismo style where you have to start at the back and work your way forwards. How were the volume levels, by the way, guys? Did it all sound right to you? Let's go. Let's check the setup actually. Probably drop the tyre pressures, but well, it doesn't matter. AI's on 90, let's hope. Let's hope that's bad enough for us to get it. Whoa, here we go. Oh dear. Oh, we've got a clutch on this car that actually works. Yeah, so that green has gone, so it must have been from either damaging the tyre or flat spotting it. That's crazy. Oh! Let's try and sneak on through this gap, brake a bit late. Oh dear, I've got the force feedback on pretty high here. I'd say about 2.5, 3 times the strength of what the TSPC Racer can output. Oh God! As I say, we need to get into at least 3rd on the first lap. Oh my God, that's a bit sharp. I would say that I think the curb effects, even when effects are turned off, but the way the curbing affects the force feedback in AC is definitely exaggerated relative to other force feedback that comes through. It's the one thing that I would say is off with AC and its force feedback with a direct drive wheel. It literally feels like you're driving over bricks at times. Other times it doesn't. It seems to be very specific curbing that causes it. There we go. AI's not too fast through there. The car just steering itself. Arm pump after this race. What's the One Sim Pro wheel? I haven't heard of that. Who sells that? Oh, a bit wide. Yeah, what I have found though, with running higher torque force feedback wheels, is that if you drive properly with it, i.e. you don't needlessly chuck the car around like a lunatic, or you don't wrestle the car around, you actually work with the car and move it around the corners, you actually don't use that much effort. What will tire you out is when you are pushing the car too much. It actually takes effort to overdrive the car, whereas you'll find with consumer wheels, you can just you can overdrive very easily and not realise it. And oh dear God. Oh dear, that's a bit sharp. We'll have to restart that race. There goes £200,000. Sorry, KTM, I didn't mean to wreck your vehicle you lent me. I'm going to turn the forcing back down a touch actually for this car. It's a tad too strong. But yeah, I learned that with the previous time I had to go on with the AccuForce wheel and the first kit that Ollie did. You learn not to overdrive very fast with direct drive wheels because you'll just be knackered. Hi, Juji Gaming. I hope you're enjoying it. Have you got a steering wheel? Hi, Dennis Johnson. We haven't got this straight, have we? I know. Oh, I think we're good. No, wrong way. Okay. That feels a bit better. Oh yes, and that's I've reduced the force back down too much now. Oh well, we'll go with it. It's perfectly normal to be adjusting your force feedback with a mouse as you're battling round a corner. There we go, I've put it up to 89, and the global strength in Assetto Corsa is on 75. It doesn't make the sim rig flex. When I turn left and right quickly, the rig will wobble a bit. It's not really flexing though. It's just a case of what would be required is two sort of stabilizers coming out the column where the actual wheel is mounted to. Yeah, having stabilizers of sorts, or bolting it to a wall. And I think unless you had a rig that had the base was sort of a good 2 meters wide, I don't see how else you're going to be able to stop that kind of flex. Hi Luke Zentas, welcome to the stream. I'd say if you've got the money, the wheel's definitely worth it. Yeah, it's works out about the wheel is about 850 for the base, and then you can spend from £40 for just a rim to another £300 for a real car rim with a button box. But you have to remember with direct drive wheels they're going to last forever basically. So if you know you're going to spend the next 10 years sim racing, it's not actually that bad of a proposition in cost, because you're not going to need to upgrade it unless you wanted to become a Indy, a real IndyCar driver or GP2 driver. Oh, look at that! Oh dear, I was going to say that was nice. We just sort of slid it in, but then the angle through the corner pushed us wide. We need to get into at least third here, so let's push on a bit. There we go. This car's beautiful. It's balanced, spot on. I've always liked the crossbow in AC. I found just a really nice vehicle to drive. Whoa, come on AI. Forced him to make a mistake. We'll barge on through. Yeah, the crossbow and the Lotus 211 and now the Lotus 311. They're really nice cars. They're sort of sporty track day vehicles. But they're balanced really nice. They've got a good speed to them. They're tight. They have a good amount of slip to them. They're not completely glued to the circuit like some race cars. Yeah, I mean that's a really nice thing with these wheels, is being able to put. I mean you can put real car wheels on any steering wheel really, but having it so that it won't affect the force feedback in a negative way. With any of the consumer wheels, as soon as you start putting heavier rims on, it will make the force feedback worse. But this OMP Trecento rim that I bought it for £80 off Amazon. It's a really good compromise. It's quite a small rim, and it's 300 millimeters, and it's got the moulding on the hand grips, so actually it just feels really nice to hold on to solidly, almost like a Formula rim. But then it's also got the actual the rest of it there. So if you're driving normal cars, you need to do full 900-degree rotation, or you're doing drifting, it works with that. The only bad thing about this rim, I'd say, is that the it's not fully circular. It has like a slight emphasis on the top part for you to be able to see your dials more clearly if you're driving a real car, but obviously we don't have any dials here. I guess if you're playing on a triple screen setup, it would work out well, but in VR that kind of thing's totally irrelevant. Forcing the AI to go wide and then overtaking him after he does it. I don't know if the TSPC Racer rim works with the T300, you know, Redstone Genius. Well, just induced a giant oversteer slide there. Oh, we've got ABS off and everything off. And it's more fun with this wheel, just setting everything off. Oh, I've got AI right behind us. Might be able to get gold here if we can get onto the Tellis guy. So satisfying, flowing the car through these corners with his steering wheel. Yeah, it should be part of the ecosystem, but I mean, I've got a T300. I should try it on it actually, but I remember reading somewhere that for some reason the drivers might not work with it, even though it should do. Luke. Yeah, flappy paddles are a little bit cheating, but saying that, they do a GT4 version of the KTM that's in Race Room at the moment, and that uses flappy paddles. But yeah, the road version, I think I mean, you could upgrade it with flappy paddles, I would have thought. Hi Ian McPherson. The risks are good actually. Surprisingly, I've actually mounted the steering wheel a bit higher in it. What? Jesus. In a more in a better position to how I had my other wheels, simply because it gets with these with the SW20, the torque's such that you... Oh dear God, on the brakes. This wheel just does all the work. Yeah, with the stronger torque wheel, you want it higher in a more realistic racing position, so you end up using your upper body strength rather than your wrists. So, fortunately, the mount on this actually raises it higher than it already was. Oh, we won! Congratulations to myself and putting drunken AI on. So many people watching, but they say nothing. It's okay. Like a few lurkers. Welcome, lurkers. Feel free to join the chat room if you want to. You don't have to. I need to get a drink. Actually, that was nice. That felt awesome. This is my menu music for Assetto Corsa. It is weird that it doesn't have it doesn't give you nice sound effects when you get gold, silver and bronze and things, and it doesn't have the menu music. And I think in terms of polish and in terms of enjoyment of going through single player of a game, if you have that music there, it makes a really nice contrast between the driving and, you know, seeing what you might have unlocked or what you're going to do next and admiring your unlocks and things, or awards and medals. It's bizarre that they don't have any music in the game, but there you go. Ollie sent us the wheel to review, so I haven't paid for it. I bought the rim, and but I didn't buy the button box. Sim-Gear.uk have sent us the button box to review, so very, very fortunate. more than just a little bit fortunate. AC's launcher menu is terrible. I don't mind it actually. I quite like how minimal it is and how easy it is to just go through. We got another race in the KTM Expo. Yeah, this wheel is completely silent. Well, I wouldn't say completely silent. If you max it on the highest torque values, you will notice that you get a kind of hissing sound from the box, the control box, because I guess it's the capacitors loading up with voltage. And you can sometimes hear a little bit of hissing from the motor itself, which I guess is just electricity going through it as you load it up, as I say. But yeah, it's quieter than even the T300. I mean, rotating it now, literally silent there. I mean, I can hear the cable. I've got the button box cable to the side of it, and I can hear that wiggling over the wheel. It's pretty crazy how silent it is. Hi, Great Wolf. Yeah, it does. It absolutely transforms driving simulators to, I mean, completely to another level. Should you? It depends. I personally, if I only did sim racing Logiforce, then I would go for a direct drive wheel before VR. If sim racing was like literally all I did. If you like VR games, then I would say I would go for the VR. You know, it depends how much you insist. If sim racing is your only thing, the direct drive wheel would probably be secondary to getting really high quality pedals, or at least Club Sport V2s or something. Then direct drive wheel, and then probably VR. But then saying that, if you only had a 22-inch monitor or something, or a small screen, and you didn't have a rig or anything, then VR might come in before that. It depends. It depends what your priorities are, really. Every wheel paddle shifters drive me nuts. Why is that? How young or old are you? I change my age every other week. That's true of everybody. I don't think it matters having clicky paddles. I mean, in the end, if you're going to get a good haptic feel from the paddles, then it's going to make noise, because it's just, the nature of something that's clicky. It's like arcade joysticks, as I say. It's just a good mechanical keyboards. Anything that gives that response, that haptic feel of a button, is probably going to make noise. But I like that. Probably destroy the destroy the will to live of anyone else that lives near you. But there you go. I'm just going to go and get a drink, actually, guys, before we go to the next race at Vallelunga. So I'll be back in a second, literally a minute or so. Hello. Let's go to Vallelunga. But first, let's enjoy a chocolate-coated rice cake bar by Harvest Morn, the official sponsors of today's stream. The purr of the engine continues. It's actually quite a satisfying sound, that. I don't know the song, no. I'll have to Google it. Gotta get right in front. Bit of lift off. Oh, there's so many bumps on this track. It's a little bit of a more rural circuit, I guess. Oh, dive bomb. Oh dear. Moderately illegal. It's okay. Hi, Logiforce. Yeah, it is absolutely amazing. Is it one of those songs where, oh dear, missed the break point there. It's one of those songs where you listen to it and you wish you hadn't. A song you listen to once and it plays back in your head when you don't want it to for the next month. I don't know. It might I think the Race of Champions. Oh, that was a nice overtake by the AI. I think the Race of Champions crossbow is the same as this. It's just got some tweaks to it. But yeah, AC doesn't have the GT4 version that's in Race Room. I think it's just like the crossbow race edition or something. I'm not sure what is specifically different with it. More downforce. I know they do a crossbow that has a roof on it as well, actually. It looks pretty cool. Some people say it looks really ugly, but I like cars like that. It's a weird one with speed. I've never really found the VR or triple screens. Oh dear God. Hold on to your pants. I've never found that either VR or triple screens give a sense of speed, to be honest. I find VR gives me a bit more sense of speed than when I've used 22-inch triples. But yeah, compared to like 35 or above inch triples, probably, I don't know. I have found actually with this direct drive wheel you get a bigger sense of speed, not from the visuals obviously because it's the same as before, especially if you're on a screen, but the force feedback loads up as you go faster, which you then sort of connect to the sort of expectation that means you are going faster and you know you're moving something heavier that's got energy inside of the object that you're driving. So I think the direct drive wheel actually does a good job with sense of speed. With VR actually it really depends on the vehicle. With open cars I find they feel really fast in VR, but when you're in like a Porsche or something and you're quite far away from the road texture, that sort of can make the sense of speed a little bit muted. We need to smooth things out here. Catch up with the AI, they're beating us. Oh God! Corner! Hold on to your pants through there. It really, car's under load, but then you've got these textures coming through. That's really nice actually. You feel like the tyres are biting on the road as you go through corners like that. Try and be a bit smoother. Yeah, I never really played project cars with the Vive. With Race Room, you can choose the world scale settings, and then Kunos added a world scale setting with the Vive. But yeah, when games were developed specifically for the Rift with the Rift drivers, and then they go to Vive support, I found often the world scale would be off. Normally, if it's a game that was originally developed for the Vive with OpenVR support, it's not actually a problem. It just seems to be a quirk of games using OpenVR initially, as I say. I was so slow through there. We're going to have to really push to catch up with these guys. They're on 90, and I'm finding it tricky after lap 2 to keep up with them, because you have to drive. You don't have to drive amazingly fast, but you can't really afford to make mistakes, and you do have to be really smooth. I have a feeling we could just do this corner flat out. I've got to get right on their arse. I don't know. I think when you put the AI above 80, well, you do have to. You have to know your brake points, because that's where the AI are making mistakes. They brake too early. And you can see I'm braking way too early as well. We're going to have to do the race again at this rate, unless I can get on the tail of these guys. Thank you, Jotch G Gaming. I definitely find, in many ways, it is easier to drive with the SW20, because you've got so much more information, and the car basically just corrects itself when you power out of corners, which is handy. I mean, I'm just letting go of the wheel there. It just does the job. I'm going too fast into that corner. And that's where I'm losing my time, so I'm going to I will go restart this race. We'll finish it and then restart it. But basically, I feel like I'm getting up to pace now. As you see, we were making it on the AI. And yeah, the force feedback's gone grainy again. I think it's the tyres wearing out. Oh dear. What, are you playing with the steering wheel though? Because if you're not, it makes it a lot harder. Yeah, if you put developer tools on Logiforce, I'll show you now. It's on the side of the screen. I'm not sure where it's gone. But there's an option on the side of the screen. It's sort of the OpenVR settings. You can also set the super sampling as well. Right, let's win this now. Crew didn't have a motorbike. simulator. I don't know if you've seen that. It's a bit ridiculous. Let's try and weave our way through. We're kind of jammed in here. Oh, it's a bit tight. Tires are cold. Someone had a motorbike sim where you attach this thing on a force feedback wheel, and it allows you could then sort of tilt, and the force feedback would correct it. But it would require specific design from the simulator, I think, for it to work properly. What steering wheel have you got? Oh! Smashed his rear lights there. It's okay though. Dive bomb, there we go. Now I'm on the break points. Should be easy to beat them. Just too much steering input there. I mean, you could just hold onto the wheels super light and let the car, as I say, work with the car. Oh, not like that. Work with the car and let it do the driving. Balance the car a lot more on the accelerator and brake rather than having to concentrate on your steering input as you would have to with a consumer wheel. Well, you bought the real motorbike. That would be pretty epic. I'd kill myself in a week if I had a real motorbike. I've always wanted to have like even just a simple moped or something, but I would be dead in a week. Especially, do you live in the UK? Oh, bit ragged, bit ragged. Oh, the way you could just balance the throttle and feel it all is superb. Some advice: always wear sun cream. What have you got? T3PA Pros. I've not used the T3PA Pros to know how much how they compare to Fanatec. It depends what you're. If you're going for pure. Oh God, sorry AI. If you're more competitive sim racer, load cell pedals are definitely the way to go. But if you're into sim racing for the entertainment value of it, rather than entertainment from the competitive side of it, then I'd go for VR first. And obviously VR can be used for VR games. But yeah, it's one of those things where it's hard to know for someone else where their priorities are. I do have a review of if you type in Simetik K2 cockpit review, my review will come up of it. It's a two-parter review. So there's goes over building it and everything. I love this texture through these tighter corners is that as the car slips out sideways. I would have thought you'd have a lot of motorbike riders near Zandvoort, because that track looks as if it would be absolutely incredible to drive a motorbike on. Bit like Brands Hatch, I think would be fun. Donington, I used to live near Donington racetrack, and that's quite famous for motorbike racing, though I don't think it'd be as satisfying as something like Zandvoort on a bike. I think those tight tracks with the hilly sections and narrow bits are going to be the most exciting. Basically, any track that would probably kill you if you fall off it is that's where all the cyclists want to go. You have to have a screw loose to be a motorcyclist, I think. So you notice, once you know where the brake points are, you will pull away from the AI, and I think maybe having it on around about 95 is better. But if you don't know them for a given car, it can be really hard to keep up with them. It's weird that ABS... Oh, maybe I did have it on. I think I had ABS on, so the car wasn't locking up. We'll see what it's like now with it off. If we go sliding out, let's find out. Oh yeah, it's understeering a bit more, but the car's really balanced with its braking. Oh! Almost there. I don't know if it's if Rookie 3 in this is all with this crossbow. It'd be a good chance, a good opportunity for Kunos to introduce us to the 211, I think. As it's pretty much identical spec to this crossbow. Let's not get a penalty on the very last corner. And get ready for the fanfare. The Kunos fanfare of silence. Yeah, it definitely does image buff. Beyond it. out of the park and into orbit. And we still have... I've only really been using it with Assetto Corsa, so we've still got all the other simulators to go through as well. And then try different rims on it eventually, and oh, what have we got here? Series goal achieved. We've unlocked it. Oh, we've got an N4. Okay. Yeah, it is really good. Oh, so this is all with the crossbow. It's a nice car, so it's not really a problem. Let's go for the next series then, seeing as we've unlocked it. N4, off we go. What does it say? Battery tender. Lotus Evora Gtc. Welcome to Novice Series 4. Your amazing performance with the KTM has raised some eyebrows. While the crossbow is a great novelty, there's no other brand with a bigger tradition on its lightweight cars. Lotus, need your services. Oh dear. Sure thing, let's just do the races. What? Straight to the races. Silverstone, National, this should be good. High work sucks. Yeah, I'm not using VR whilst we're tweaking settings and doing different things and streaming. The computer will burst into flames. But once we've got things back as they are, and I've not got the monitor in front of me, then we'll be going back to VR. So I've got this on 90 again. We'll keep it on 90%. It seems like the sweet spot for my inability to drive in a straight line. And let's continue off. I'm getting thirsty. You definitely do use a lot more energy driving with the with this wheel. I found myself being more consistent with VR, you know, and I could see myself being a lot more consistent with this wheel as well, because it as I say, forces you to work with the car rather than against it. I don't have foot cam, primal instinct. I don't think I've got enough USB ports. I've got another webcam. Cancel your gym membership and get an SW. I bought Assetto Corsa when it first came out. I had the pre-release version of it. Basically, just an AC fanboy. From the get-go, I was playing Netcar Pro on the servers when they were empty. Oh no, we've got to... I've just got to change the camera. See. Ow! Thank you. That should do it. We're a little bit close to the wheel, but... Oh, there we go. We've got the Lotus 211 in front of us. Oh dear. Whoa! Oh my god. The crossbow was completely stable. The crossbow was just glued, stable, very defined in its shape of movements. This... Oh my dear... I've just been punted by the AI there. This car's all over the shop in comparison. Try and get used to this one now. This car's way more sensitive to brake input. But it is understeering initially on the brake, but then going out on the accelerator there. It's got really bouncy. Oh my god, I'm locking up all over the place. Let's see if we've got ABS. Let's put ABS on. Till we get a feel for it. Oh yeah, with lower power wheels, you're just moving. You end up turning the steering wheel too much, throwing the car around too much, and it's very easy to do and not really realise that you're doing it, because you just end up with the same constant force feedback signal. Whoa. Well, I ran a little bit wide there. There we go. You have to brake more progressively in this car, even with the ABS on, and brake sooner than the crossbow in terms of at what point you can start turning in. Otherwise, you just induce a lot of understeer with it. I'm just using a single 42-inch monitor at the moment for this, but normally, as I say, I normally drive in VR, so... So I think it might be that the brakes are just really sensitive with this car, and so just got to be a bit more gentle with the brakes. No, I'm talking relative to like to an OSW. You still get with the consumer wheels. It's not that you've got a constant force feedback signal, but relative to the OSW or any servo direct drive wheel, you just don't have the same degree of nuances to it. And then it's just too weak to put up the resistance when you turn into a sort of graduated, textured, detailed resistance anywhere near as to what you get from a direct drive wheel. I mean, it's just too easy to put steering input into the consumer wheels in many ways. Like, obviously you learn around it, you learn how to drive against that, but another aspect of it is that with the consumer wheels, you have to manually correct the car when you go from a large amount of lock in one direction. The wheel doesn't have the rotational speed to self-align and correct itself mechanically from the game signal. So you, as a driver, have to do that yourself or not get the car in that situation at all in the first place. So that's why I think with the lower powered wheels, it makes things harder in many ways. If of course you're an alien sim racer and you've sort of memorized all the exact inputs for a given circuit, you know exactly what you're doing with the inputs and you're replicating that lap on lap, it's not a problem. This is completely loose. When you've got it turned on and it's not doing any signal, even when it's turned off, it's looser than a G25. It's completely free. You could I don't think you could quite blow on it to make it rotate, but there's absolutely no feel of mechanical internal resistance other than what you put in the software. Like you actually put the dampening in the software on purpose in this case, whereas with consumer wheels, you want to avoid any dampening because the hardware's got inherent dampening to it. But yeah, this is just absolutely completely fluid, exactly like a real road car or go-kart or anything. It feels like it's connected to tyres. Hi Josh the boss, welcome back. Haven't seen you for a while. Although, were you on yesterday? I can't remember. If you go on Google and type sim-gear.co.uk, you'll see the button plate I'm using is the large one. Oh god, this AI is so slow around. The AI do seem to be slow around longer corners. I haven't tried that yet, no, but we will go through. I do a lot of racing in iRacing. I've renewed my subscription so I can do some driving in the Skippy Barber and the Mazda. As I say, we'll go through all the simulators to properly review this wheel. Oh dear, oh dear. We need to get in front of this guy if we're going to finish with a bronze. Last corner. It's going to be a last corner dive bomb to finish with a medal. Up the inside. Push him wide. AI slowing down to let me through. That was nice of him. Yeah, you have to be with the this Lotus. You have to be way more delicate than with the crossbow. It's a lot more, feels a lot more top heavy, a lot more poised. The crossbow, you can actually be quite abusive with it and get away with it. Nice one, Elliot. What do you think of it? Are you convinced now? You're part of the direct drive crew. I didn't buy this wheel, Logiforce. Ollie sent me it to review, so I didn't have a purchasing decision. But in general, I wouldn't expect to need more than this 20 Newton meter wheel, to be honest. Most of the cars in AC, or most of the cars I've driven, and I've used the small Mage motor on a different kit previously. Oh, thank you for hosting. Yeah, I've used a mini Mage kit previously, and that what was I saying? Yeah, with all the Sims with that, and I didn't ever feel like, oh, I needed more torque from it. If anything, it's going to break your wrist. The cars that tend to have more torque are, you know, like GP2 cars, Formula cars, in which case you're putting a smaller rim than this. Like, I think they work out about 260 millimeters. But, you know, this rim's 300, so it'd be like that small. And so that magnifies the torque that it puts out anyway. I guess the 30 newton meters would make it a bit more punchy in some ways, but I don't think it'd be needed. Where's the host? It did. It said at the bottom. Yeah. It said at the bottom. Thank you for hosting me, Mr. Gibbons. Yeah, I've totally lost my train of thought there because of ye. I just cracks me up. Simple Mind. Are you still on the PlayStation 4, Mr. Gibbons? You need to sort yourself out. How much time did it take to set up the wheel? No, it basically it's almost plug and play. You have to convert a file from a hexi format using an ST tool, it's called, and then you just need to transfer the MOS software onto the unit. That was it. And optionally, you can up the voltages to get the full 20 newton meters. Ollie ships the wheel out with it set to 10 or so newton meters output in terms of voltages. Thank you for following, guys. Oh dear. Yeah, so it's really not hard to get going. And I think that's one of the things that you read with these. Oh, we've got to say this. One of the things you read with it is that it's so complicated to set up. It's like a DIY kit, but really, it really is not hard to set up. It's not plug and play, but it is almost plug and play. Basically, someone that's completely brain dead could get it working. I mean, I'm pretty close, and I had it working within about an hour and a half. This guy behind me. Okay. Put this down to 80. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. When you buy this wheel, Ollie gives you if you buy any wheel from Sim-Pli.City, any of Ollie's kits, he does an hour Skype call, which is more than enough time to go over all the settings and everything. I mean, I'd already mostly set it up when I did the call with him, but we went over all the specific details, all the MOS settings, granity settings, which wouldn't have to really change particularly. And that only took like 20 minutes, and then we talked for about 2 hours about direct drive wheels and nonsense. But yeah, if you were worried about it in terms of thinking it was complicated, you get that hour-long Skype call anyway. So, you know, there you go. We got a new car, Silverstone. Oh, listen to that rev limiter. Sounds like a woman with a with a panel flapping on the floor. Oh dear, this car has really weird power steering. Oh god, this car's loose. Right, this is another thing I noticed with this steering wheel. The difference from vehicle to vehicle is ridiculous. Like, you honestly don't notice it with the T300, the TSPC Racer. You know, you do notice different vehicles, they've got different speeds and different character, but with this, it's like, yeah, it's a completely different car. Oh, let's try and hold on to this position here. Welcome everyone to the stream that's come from... Oh, what a dive bomb! That's come from Mr. Gibbons' stream. Thank you for joining us and thank you for sticking around. If you're not familiar with our channel, it is mostly virtual... Oh, he's gone right over curbs. Virtual reality, driving simulators, and that's pretty much it. Flight simulators as well. And yeah, I do play a lot of Assetto Corsa. I've got a bit of a Assetto Corsa bug. Just love how the force feedback and cars actually handle in this simulator. And you know what? I really want to get Wipeout Pure on a Potato Master Race. Are you getting that, David, for your PS4? I might try and pick up a PS4 second-hand. If I can get one really cheap, I might get one just for Wipeout, but it would have to be super cheap because I haven't got any money. So, but the new Wipeout game looks absolutely amazing. I love Wipeout. The music, the gameplay, just superb. And then I'll have to get the new Shadow of the Colossus game. I've forgotten its title. Oh no, I missed my brake point. Just try and dab the brake and recover it. Sideways on. You what? A new Micro Machines game? Are you serious? Oh, that might come out on PC as well, though. Does it look like the classic one? So I don't know if... Did you ever play Mashed on the PlayStation 2? Because that was absolutely amazing. It was basically the same as Micro Machines, but it was made by the same developers. Sloppy... David John Gibbons has just said there's a new Micro Machines game coming out on PlayStation 4 and on PC. Oh, thank you for following. I can't believe it. Well, that's it. What? It's overtake sideways. I'm hyped now. Yeah, if we can get a cheapo PlayStation second hand. Oh, we'll just get it on PC actually. Well, you'll have to... hopefully it's got cross-platform play, David, and we'll have to have a game. What debate am I missing? Is it a mass debate? Oh. Yes, thank you for that, Sloppy. That was really, really good information there. Oh, you got a PC? That's awesome. Have you put your PlayStation in the dustbin? Will you add me on Steam, David? Or we have to join the Game of Muscle Steam group. I don't think I can add any more people because my Steam's full of people wanting to do hat trades from when I used to play Team Fortress. Oh no, what are you doing on iRacing? You to get yourself onto Assetto Corsa public service. That's where the real carnage is. Yeah, I'll add you on iRacing as well because I've renewed my account, as I say, to review this wheel. We'll have to get into some races. That'd be so good. Hello and welcome to Game of Muscle Talks to David John Gibbons, the converted peasant. He went to the church on the hill, and a ray of sunlight shone through the stained glass window, and he thought, I'm a peasant, I must move away from this peasantry and throw my potato out into the field and let it sprout for other people to experience, and find a PC. And like Daniel Jackson in Stargate SG-1, he ascended. Oh, we're in second. I didn't notice. I was just reading the chat room. This car's a little bit loose. Nowhere near as raw as the previous cars we were driving. Actually, even though the force feedback's on pretty high, it feels super smooth. Oh no! Oh, I thought I was going to get a penalty there. Any F1 driver that practices with public service in Assetto Corsa would, you'd literally, after a night of that, you're basically Max Verstappen. The amount of crash avoidance you're going to have to do, you'd be pro within half an hour. The key with AC is to sign up for Sim Racing System if you want good public server racing, or use join servers that have the minnow rating installed. The League of Ordinary Gentlemen servers are good. Loosen on the edge of control. I think for real-world drivers, a big thing would be that the biggest thing, regardless of what a given simulator's absolute qualities are, is just having the laser scan track. If you've got that, you're going to be able to learn, for the most part, pretty precise brake points, but then also just basic focus, and doing lap after lap after lap, so that when they do turn up at the track, they're already sort of on it, if you will. Mario Kart with red shells on everybody. So why aren't you playing now, David? Were you just streaming and you stopped or something? How dare you stop playing games? Get back on your stream. Final lap, and then we're on to another car. This is what it'd be like if you're super rich. You'd just be like, oh, I feel like driving another car in an hour's time. I'll just rent another one. That looks nice. The lighting on the Silverstone pit building. What sort of reporter? Have they finally caught you for those files that you've got on your computer, David? Finally, the secrets finally come out. That's a nice one. Thank you for that. My view numbers did go up. I was wondering what happened. I thought it was just hordes of women coming to see the OSW, you know. What if we got a gold when we're second? How does that work? Or is that... That doesn't make any sense. That was the Lotus Evora S Stage 2. Let's move on. We've got the Exige S. That was the 240R. Oh, here we go. Let's just go to Lotus 211. I know there's too many Lotuses. Okay. I'm going to do this 211 because it's my favourite car. Or one of my favourite cars in the sim. Hi, Craig Ox. Welcome to the stream. That's all right. You have my permission to feel jealous. 90%. Same set as before. Let's listen everything off, of course. Oh, it's gold for second. So all those times we were restarting in fourth place, totally needless. It needs to be buried with a direct drive wheel, and then archaeologists will uncover a skeleton with a direct drive wheel in 2,000 years' time, and they'll be like, oh, what's this? Hi, Insindri. You got to watch out for David. He sends people all over the place. You know, he doesn't really know where he's sending them. What debate is it? Between who? Really? I didn't even know about that. I should put it on whilst I'm driving. I'll watch it afterwards because, mind you, if it doesn't have Theresa May, I won't have to have a mental breakdown. Oh, I remember. Yeah, well, I'll watch it on catch-up. That way I can skip through. I can just skip through all the boring parts. David's voting UKIP, aren't you? Oh, look at this car. It's absolutely beautiful. It's a shell of a vehicle. It looks like a bathtub with a steering wheel. stuck on it. And we're about to get rammed in the rear end. It might look like a bit of a bathtub, but it's a beautiful vehicle. Just got to get our camera. the KKK party in the UK, yes, a well-known party. The Kellogg's Curriculum Karate Party, easily mistaken for a political movement in the United States. Unfortunately, that they named themselves that. Were you getting some club sports? We should, David. We should arrange it so that we can stream at the same time and we can join the same server, and that'd be awesome. Seeing as you now have a PC, and it's go. Oh my God, we're a rocket ship, and the force feedback's on a bit high, but it's all right. Oh dear. Okay, a little bit too high. Let's turn that down a touch. This car's quite raw, but nice. It's like a carrot that hasn't been cooked. Oh my God, instant lockup with ABS off. That'll be something to practice. I see the AI in this car are really slow. This seems to be one of the weird things with AC. The AI are all over the place in single player in terms of difficulty. Oh, we might have a nice battle with this guy though, seeing as we're terrible. I mean, so good how the car just corrects itself through the force feedback here. I try and hold onto the wheel really lightly. It's alright, Redstone Genius, I'm dyslexic, so I can't come up with those kind of jokes off the top of my head. Get the spelling right. I haven't actually... Oh my God, I'm terrible. I haven't actually tried any Fanatec rims, you know. Other than that, the Porsche wheel I think you had briefly at a game shop. I've not tried any Fanatec rims. VooFX, I think in general, you just, if you set it to around about 75, it's about right for most cars. The only thing I have noticed with road cars, they tend to want to be on lower, but any car that's like a track day car, like this 211, the Lotus, the sort of faster Lotuses, and once you get to like GT cars and everything, 75% seems about right for them in the main thing, and you don't have to fiddle with it. It doesn't clip at all. It's part of its preference as well. But yeah, I would say you have to turn it down a bit for the more, you know, the roady road cars like the Abarth, the Fiat 500. Otherwise, it just feels a bit too tight for what that car would be. A bit too heavy. When you turn it down, though, it literally feels exactly 100% like a generic road car, which is quite incredible. Someone needs to learn the brake points for this circuit. I love how when you lift off the gas, it just slowly edges in a little bit. I think what I might do is maybe one more race in the single player. I might jump into an online server and see how that goes with the OSW. That'll be really fun. It'll be interesting to see if my arms get wrenched off from the inevitable upside down front roll backflip T1 disaster that will occur. The transmission whine in this car is really, really weird. It sounds like a small person making a noise rather than it being a vehicle. Whoa! 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 No! Oh! No! What a disaster. And maybe I shouldn't have kept my foot on the throttle in that situation. That probably would have smashed the front of my car off if that was real life. Oh well. Are you using a... Did you say you're using a CSW, Floydan? You should stop doing donations to us and put the money towards your own OSW. That would have been a lot worse than the T300. I'm really curious to see what the V2.5 CSW is like. How it compares to the TSPC race. It'll be quite interesting. And then it'll be interesting to see if Fanatec do put out a direct drive wheel, what price they do it for. And what that then compares to this and some of Ollie's other kits. Hi McNapper. As I say, I didn't buy the wheel. I got it to review, so you know, I can't. I would have bought one already, I guess, if it was worth selling an arm and a leg. I mean, now I've used it. I don't know if I'll be able to go back, to be honest. So my advice is don't ever use a direct drive wheel because you'll find it hard to actually use a consumer wheel afterwards. It'll just feel like driving racing games with a uncooked fish. But definitely worth getting if you can scrape together the cash. I'd say 100%, 1000% worth getting. But what I would do, what I'd recommend doing, if you don't have the asking price for the SW20, is I'd wait and see over the next 6 months. Whoa, dear God, that curbing's strong. See over the next 6 months what Ollie on the Sim-Pli.City. I can't ever say the website. It's the most ridiculous website name. Just Simplicity SW wheels. I'd wait 6 months or so and see what they're doing, because I think things are going to be quite interesting, especially over the year as well, from other companies and what sort of seems to be on the horizon. It certainly looks like it's going to be a really exciting time for direct drive wheels. For those of us that that don't have money just coming out of the ether. Just go to London and beg with a sign. Don't have a direct drive wheel, please. I mean, people will just take pity on you, to be honest. It's almost as bad as being homeless, not having a direct drive wheel. How much donation money have I got? In total, I'm not sure. Floydan was the last person to donate. Oh, Sloppy donated, but I know him, so it doesn't really count. I'm just going to have to... He'll make me buy takeout next time I see him. Well, I won't see him again, though, so it's alright. That's it. Sorted. Stolen his money. I think most of my revenue on the YouTube side of thing is from viewers, and then from ad revenue from YouTube, and then affiliate sales from VR cover. But it's not a lot of money relative to the amount of time they put into it. I've got it on the chart, Sloppy, so you can tabulate it and work out how many sloppy takeaways, damp fish and chips you want from Perfect Kebab. Well, it's better to sleep on the floor than in your bed that has maggots in it. You can help me get an OSW. Why don't you've got loads of followers, David? Why don't you put like a donation goal on your thing? Like you're really popular, aren't you? When you stream, I think you get like on Twitch, you have like 100 viewers, don't you? I'm selling my TSPC Racer, so unfortunately I'm gonna have to sell it with the rim. So sorry. If I was rich, I'd definitely give it to you. Yeah, it's weird. Thrustmaster is strange, I have to say. The way they do products, they're just a weird company. Let's go and do an online race then. You're just wasting all your money on iRacing stuff. You should buy other stuff first and then go into iRacing. Although saying that, if you do streaming and you do a lot of iRacing streaming, I think it is quite popular, so you probably get more viewers. Probably won't get as many viewers as you get on your PlayStation stuff though. But I guess it's a good way to build an audience if that's what you were trying to do. But iRacing is so expensive. It's just easily, I think it works out about £500-600 for the first year if you really wanted to get into it, and then it's sort of like £150 a year after that. Maybe £300 if you just race specific content. But yeah, I'm glowing like an orange. What's going on with this video? Let's fix that. Thanks guys that clicked the follow button as well. I just noticed a bunch of people. The overtake button, Moto Guy 21. Thank you for following. Really appreciate it. Let's turn. I've turned into Donald Trump here. Let's with low hair. There we go. It's a little bit better. It's getting me not looking like an orange, but still having the green screen work. There we go. That will do. I think the problem with iRacing isn't that it's expensive. I mean, it is expensive. The problem is you don't know if you're going to be spending the time on it necessarily. And I think for people that just play iRacing, that's for a lot of people, when you say sim racing, it is just iRacing, and they don't play any other games or do anything else. It's just iRacing. So for them, that's basically their gaming hobby. It's their hobby is just iRacing. And so, you know, out of your money you would spend for that type of entertainment, it's not too much. It's a lot for a single game, but it's like people that just play Train Simulator, for example. You know, you could spend £1,000 on it, but if that's all you play and it's your sort of train set, then you'd probably get the value from it. The problem is, if you're the type of person that plays AC, Race Room, Automobilista, which I don't play that much, but you know, and then other games, all the other good PC games, or you know, just games that come out, and maybe have other hobbies or things that you do as well, then iRacing starts taking quite a significant chunk out of it. And other than the competitive ranked racing, which is basically its bread and butter, it doesn't really, in terms of car handling and other aspects of its gameplay, it doesn't necessarily offer more than the cheaper simulators, especially if you do stuff like league racing, or you do sim racing system regularly, and you do it when it's popular in the evening in the UK. So I think that's the thing with iRacing. I can see how it gives value to some people, but it does, if you do a lot of gaming, it's a lot. But you know, that's probably an unpopular opinion, but it's the truth, I think. What's running here on public servers? Any of you want to join in, feel free. AC's on sale all the time. It'll be, next time there's a Steam sale, it'll probably be reduced with the DLC as well. Shouldn't be too much. What have we got going on here? Qualifying. I want a good car. How much do you want to spend on the TSPC Racer? Oh, here we go. Ah, perfect. Spa. Spa with a GT2 car. Who would have thought it? Yeah, I've only really spent time with the Lotus 311 in that Ready to Race DLC. Oh no, what's that about? Oh, it's passworded. We're kidding. That's not right. Yeah, I'll try the BMW. I just thought the Ferrari would be a nice challenge to give it a drive. Oh, looks like I might be able to go for Imola. Here we go. Ah, they're all too many vehicles. Oh, it must have been full when we clicked it. Well, I've got it on eBay at the moment for £400, so the starting bid. So I guess unless it's been bid on, I could remove it. But I'm expecting to get sort of 430 for it plus postage, maybe 420. It's hard to say. I mean, I bought it for 460, I think. I can't remember the exact amount because I had to pay postage as well. So, oh, this is a GT3 race. That'll do. Oh, we'll give this a go. First online race with the servo wheel here. This could be interesting. Look at that car. See. This vehicle has a really weird rim. It's like a squashed. It's like a really bizarre half evolution between a Formula rim and a real a full rim. It's bizarre. Oh well, we'll stick with this. We've gone for it. Let's see how this goes. Whoa! Okay, it's a little bit springy with its force feedback. It's one of the vehicles. It's another one of the vehicles that doesn't seem to have the gyro working properly. At least, just bizarrely springy. That just feels weird. It's super springy. We'll give it a drive. Whoa, what are you doing? Just killed someone because they just slammed the brakes on. Oh dear, this car feels really weird. Let's see if I can get a different vehicle off the list quickly. It does seem that the older vehicles in AC don't work with the motor as well as you'd hope. They don't seem to have the dampening thing. Someone did message me on YouTube and they said that it's in the MOS setting. If you put the dampening on that rather than using gyro in Assetto Corsa, that can work. So I'll probably have to give that a try at some point. Brake testers. I mean, so many cars in it. AC just has a ridiculous number of vehicles in it now. Straighten up the steering. On the positive, we are getting a chance here to dial all our vehicles in. That's a little bit better. Still a little bit springy, but it will do. Yeah, springy again. I don't know what it is with these vehicles. Oh well. Nice backfire sound. Let's just go with it. It does feel better once you're going around the corner. It's just that initial, this central part is really bouncy. This car feels really high up on the road as well, actually. Let's get our hot lap in. So what? It's going to be really interesting to see what Project Cars 2's like with this direct drive wheel, and then even if Dirt 4 actually feels good with it. I'm using the OMP Tracento rim with the sim-gear.co.uk button box. And welcome to the stream, Mr. Bomb Airfield. Bomb Field. Welcome along. Yeah, probably does need more dampening, but I'd have to set that in the menu or in MOS. Actually, you can just Alt Tab out and set it, but I can't be bothered to do that right now. This car, oh, you know, when you've got this, it's going to be fantastic. When you hit the brake, it does an initial turn in. The BMW does that as well. And you can use that to know when you're absolutely on the limit for the braking, because the car basically lines up for the actual... for the corner on the brake. I've got to turn the traction control down a touch here. I can't remember if higher is more or less. Hi, the Big Drew. Because I'm fiddling with settings, so that's why. For now, we will be back in VR very soon, I can assure you. That's right. If you go to simgear.co.uk, you'll end up on a rather bizarre sports website. It looks like it was made in the 90s. Yeah, the Big Drew, I had to get my folding desk and place it over my sim rig and then put my TV on top of it, because I've took the monitor mount off the rig and I literally do it just driving VR. So it's normally you break it just after the 200 meter board in these cars, but we'll probably push it a bit later. This feels so good. It's not as nice as the crossbar. It's not as nice as cars where the gyro effect seems to work better. That definitely makes a car feel more like a real car in terms of the actual feedback from it. But even when it's not working properly in that regard, it's still, you know, you still get the actual benefit of the direct drive wheel. McNapper, I think it depends on your own priorities. Someone asked earlier, and I basically it's a case of, if you only do sim racing, that's all you do, and that's your main thing, then OSW. But if you like VR games as well, and sim racing's not your only thing, then I'd go for VR over the OSW or direct drive kits. I'll go so slow. Whoa, these guys on the AstroTurf there, sliding all over the place. We're in 12th position at the moment, 12 out of 22. I'll accept it. Better than a kick in the balls. Although on a public server, 12th is probably going to be a kick in the balls once we get to T1. We'll see. Don't drive VR. I did a video on it recently. I think in terms of value for money, the Rift is now the best headset just because it's cheaper. I prefer, for pure VR, I generally prefer the Vive, but when you consider the price and the software you get with the Rift, and for sim racing in particular, just the some aspects of the clarity and some aspects of the comfort of the Rift, again with the price, sort of make it the go-to headset, I'd say, for most people on balance now. It'll be really interesting to see if HTC actually do lower the price of their headset, and then start doing it with the head strap built in. I think the Warthog's a bit overrated. I always found it had a lot of stiction, I think it's called. It had a lot of friction in the actual mechanism. But if you grease it up properly and you mod it, it's a really nice bit of kit. It feels like a real, you know, it feels really solid and nice, but it's a lot of money for what you get. I've got rid of it. I just stuck with my X55 for flight sims, because in terms of pure input, the X55 does the job. I quite like someone to actually make a force feedback joystick. Would be nice. It's been a long time. Here we go. So we're in 12th, I think. Still 13th. It's got worse. But dear, we're miles off the pace. We have to get the practice in. But we'll see how we do in the race. Keep on slick. I'm just going to keep on generics because we haven't fiddled with this car. Yeah, that's not too bad. I can't remember how much I spent for mine, but I just wouldn't bother. I'd just get a cheaper joystick, 'cause it's not in terms of just input and playing them. I guess if all you play are flight sims, again, it's probably worth spending the money on it maybe. But I think it'd be better to get a cheaper HOTAS, maybe like the X56, I think it's called. And then maybe get a flight yoke as well, maybe. It's hard to say. Yeah, no, as you say, the X55 does have a cable problem if you use it a lot. That's a pain in the ass, because the cables pinch and rub on each other, and they will. If you use it a lot, they will wear out. Which they've supposedly fixed with the X56, but Here we go. Oh dear, that was a terrible launch. I changed gear too quickly. That's probably a good thing though. There's going to be cars everywhere. Oh no, there's cars. Nobody's crashed yet. No. No. Why? Oh god, that's sharp. Why is he slowing down so much? You've got to watch out on the inside that we don't get flipped around here or spun, pit manoeuvred. Oh god, keep tapping this guy because I don't want to get rear-ended too much. Stay on the inside, less likely to get spun. We're still alive. Thanks, David. Thank you for hosting us. Oh my god, where are they going? Where are they going? Okay, okay, there we go. 3 cars down. Yeah, thanks for hosting us. Really appreciate it. And as I say, add me on Steam, and we'll have to work out a time when we can race together. It'll be good fun. What Ferrari doing? Donuts behind me. We're in 9th place so far. See, this is what's bizarre. People qualify reasonably fast, but then you put them in a race context and they can't do 2 laps without making ginormous mistakes. Assetto carnage. That pretty much sums up public servers, but when you've had years of public server racing, you learn how to filter it out. All those years of Live for Speed paid off. 7th place, 8th place. Assetto Corsa doesn't know we've got a geriatric tabulating our race position. Well, the big Drew, the AI has got so much better in the last patch they did. So much better. It's actually fun to race against. Before that, I wouldn't even bother. Those sausages aren't fun to drive over. This feels amazing, and that's with a car that doesn't have the gyro effect working properly. Or maybe it is, but it doesn't feel like it is. Look at these guys battling away. They're going to take each other out. We'll just slowly work up a way closer to them. You need to pump more like Jimmy Broadbent. I'll try. I need to watch his stream and get his punting techniques. I tend to be quite passive. I like causing people behind me to crash. I just feel guilty if I take the person out in front. Jimmy's really good at driving though. I think he's actually got a good pace. Of all the people that do streaming and YouTube videos and simulators, I'm probably one of the slowest. Don't know why anyone pays attention to what I say. I'm probably like 2 or so seconds off the pace compared to other sim racers that have reasonable followings. But I have fun, and that's all that matters. We're too far gone to have pride. Oh. Hi DJ Phil 007. Hi Ryan Passage, welcome to the stream. They're basically exactly the same in terms of because the way you break down direct drive wheels is you've got the motor, in this case it's the midge or mini mage, whatever you want to call it, which is a 20 Newton meter motor, which you can just buy yourself from China if you wanted to. And then this kit, this SW20 kit, is using that motor, and then it's using the Simetik K2. Yeah, that's pretty much it really. So an OSW, you would just buy you might buy a Simetik K2 yourself, put the software on it, and use this mini mage or any other motor. So really, there's no difference. What it really comes down to is the motor that you're using, assuming you're using the same drivers. So yeah, there is no difference really. Let's try and push a bit here. They're getting away from us. Yeah, and that's the main thing. The only real difference is that when you buy the SW20, is you're getting it pre-configured and ready out the box, so it's plug and play, no soldering or wiring or anything else. But in terms of functionality, once you've got it set up, both are the same. Someone's just lost it. Ferrari doing donuts. The Ferraris love to do donuts on this kit, it would appear. Oh, yeah, I've forgotten his name, actually. I've forgotten his name. The guy that does sim-gear.co.uk hubs is really, really friendly, and like you said, they will do totally custom solutions for people, which is nice. And you get some gummy bears in the packet with your with your button box when you get it. We will have a review up of the button box soon. I'm just trying to get a bit of time in with it before I actually do a review. But since he sent this one out to us, he's actually improved it further. He's improved the way the flappy paddles work. Although they're pretty bloody good on this. I mean, I wouldn't say there's any issues with them on this one. But he's also changed the there's some up-down switches on this one, and he's improved. He's used higher quality versions of them as well. So, and somehow he's offering it at a really competitive price. If you look at other custom button boxes, his prices are pretty absurd, actually. Oh, a bit wide. There's another car off. Sixth. Oh, no. It was the, oh, yeah, we are in 6th place now. He laced the gummy bears with opium to make you unaware, to make you do positive reviews of his equipment. I didn't like the button box when it arrived, but after eating the gummy bears, it was the best thing I've ever used. Hi, hello. Oh god, I'm going to miss the break point. Hello. I can't read your name because we're breaking. Lara Croft Leon, welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining us. Welcome to Gamer Muscle is braking far too early and not carrying enough speed through these corners. Well, the gummy bears that he includes with the button box are like gluten-free, sugar-free, lactose-free, super special gummy bears. You can't really get them. I tried to get them in a shop. You think you can order them online, and that's about it. Oh dear, we're going so slow. We've got a car right on our arse. Oh, he's got a penalty. We'll take that. We're in the points, boys and girls. Well, Ritson, it would depend if you're lactose, gluten intolerant, really. But unfortunately, I'm not. I can eat anything, really. Like eating air. No, they're really nice. They don't taste like normal gummy bears, and you don't get that insulin response after eating them. Or you know, if you eat normal gummy bears, you'll feel a bit weird from all the sugar if you eat a whole packet, which you probably shouldn't do anyway. But they were pretty good. Did eat half the packet in one sitting. They're working on some things with Sim Racing System. I'm not aware of any big updates, but we'll be going back into it now that we're back in the rig again, and we'll be doing our own races again soon. Aussie Stig's got a series on there, I think. We're starting one soon, and Sim Racing Gill has a series on it. I just had a break from streaming, but we are back now. We're going to brick wall this guy off. Don't take me out. Doing a bit of a traffic jam. 2 laps left. trying to downshift too fast here. I'm defending off the inside line. Oh, I killed him. That's what I was saying about people behind me. Oh, you see on the T300 or the TSPC Racer, that corner particularly, when you're powering out of it, maybe not so much with this car, but in general, is a real handful because your force feedback just goes a little bit dull because there's not that much grip there. But with the OSW, it still automatically corrects the car, even on that low grip surface. Brake check. Last lap. Oh God. I feel so smooth. You just bought some new. Oh, you bought some new camera equipment. That's a never-ending black hole of expenditure. I'm happy. I'm happy with my generic 18 to what is it? 18 to 55. Oh my God! Dive bomb! Watch out! 18 to 55mm. You know, the bog standard Canon SLR lens. Let's brick wall these guys off inside block. Last lap. We don't want to lose this place. Oh, there he goes again. Yeah, I'd quite like to get a nifty 50. I'll be happy with that. We're going to stay on the left here. Come on. Total blockage. And we've got a car in front doing, don't know what he's doing. 4th place! I'll accept it. There we go. First public server race with the SW20. We'll accept a 4th disaster zone. But on that note, guys, it's time to finish the stream. I have to thank all of you that turned up, all of you that clicked the follow button as well. Really appreciate it. Everyone that's come from David John Gibbons' stream. We will have to, I think we're going to have to host someone. Let's raid someone's channel whilst we disappear off. But, I have to say, this wheel it totally transforms driving simulators. I mean, really, just absolutely amazing. Who is streaming Assetto Corsa? Let's raid them. Eurogamer Italia. Yes, let's give Eurogamer Italia some views and see what happens. This is the SW20 if you Google it. But as I say, thanks everyone that's lost my ability to talk there because my voice is playing back to me on the screen. That's a voice jamming. Thanks everybody for turning up. Thank you those of you that followed. Thank you those of you from David John Gibbons. Thank you FloydDan777 for the donation yesterday. We will be on again very soon indeed. Probably with some other simulators, probably with some virtual reality. But until then, take care everybody and let's raid this channel.